For the first time in years, Riot just issued a global ban against a player, and you could be next. While you may think that I'm over-exaggerating, a situation on Twitter with a small League of Legends streamer blew up bigger than anyone could have imagined, and it could have severe implications for the entire League of Legends player base.
They might just take something I've done before again and just use it as justification to permanent ban me. Just because I pissed off one Rioter on the team. If this ban isn't reversed, this is probably going to be my last stream of League of Legends.
Today I'm going to tell you what happened, how it happened, what the consequences were, and how this can and will affect you. So without further ado, let's get into it. For those that don't know, the rank 3 NA player who's a new one trick is also a small streamer by the name of Pentalus. In the past, he even played in one of my Dante's Challenger races and ended up beating not only me, but Tyler1 and many other League streamers. But the reason why we're bringing him up today is because his account that is currently rank 3 is unable to play for the next month, and he got a global ban across all of his accounts for something that is not only unrelated to the actions of this account, but is something that almost every League of Legends player does: smurfing. You see, 3 days ago, Pentalus made a tweet that blew up. He posted a screenshot of an account where he went 40 wins and 0 losses to Plat 4, starting from Iron, and then criticized low elo junglers. As a response, Drew11, who's recently been going viral since he's the most communicative Rioter that any of us players have seen for League of Legends in a very long time, responded to his tweet, essentially saying, "I don't understand how people can look at our dev update about smurfing and think it's a good idea to buy accounts and post about 40 owing sub-platinum games as a 1k plus LP challenger. Do you think we won't enforce our rules in TOS?"
With all the work that we're doing for the future of League, we also know that the element we need to maintain above all else is League's competitive integrity. And in order to keep that reality, we need to give you games with 9 other players of similar skill levels.
So starting in patch 2518, we're going to be taking additional action against accounts that use the 2 most common smurfing behaviors we see: boosting and hitchhiking. One of the reasons we're doing more now is because Vanguard has given us the increased capability and accuracy we need to determine if accounts are being shared or sold, which is what enables most smurfing. We are in the process of banning a bunch of accounts that were commercially botted and meant to be resold. We're going to go through and also ban a bunch of accounts that have been sold or shared that people use as part of a roster of alts to do various bad things.
And we're going to be doubling down on banning accounts that are being bought, sold, or shared, regardless of whether or not they're used in ranked smurfing.
As a response to this, Pentalus ended up talking about how the account wasn't botted and it was actually hand leveled in co-op versus AI. And due to an MMR bug since it was created months prior, that was the reason why he placed in Iron. But as you can see, Drew kept going back and forth with Pentalus on this Twitter discussion, and it ended up ending with Pentalus sending him all the information for the account. Now, it was deemed by Rioters that the account that Pentalus linked was actually hand leveled by him, and that there were no issues with the account itself other than Riot having a glitch in their MMR system that made it start in Iron. And while you think the story might end there, it doesn't. Because this morning, Pentalus uploaded a screenshot talking about how, after giving all the information of this account, Riot not only banned that account for 30 days, but also banned every single one of his accounts for 30 days. To understand just how drastic it is, it means that Pentalus' rank 3 account and his top 100 account will decay down to Diamond, and there is nothing that he can do about it. So now I know what you're thinking. You're wondering, but if that account was hand leveled and Pentalus didn't have any issues with his other accounts, then why did he get banned across his entire network for an entire month? And the answer to this question is one that is going to make almost everyone watching this video fear for their lives. Because the reason why Pentalus was actually issued a global 30-day ban is because after checking his network and finding all the accounts that he's ever played on had his email associated to, or that were associated with his hardware ID, they determined that a while ago, Pentalus had played 20 games on an account that was botted and then gave it up. But due to the fact that this was a breach of Riot's TOS, they ended up enforcing a global suspension across all of his accounts for an entire month. Drew Levin has also spent all morning clarifying his and Riot's position on the ban, stating that it's not only justified, but something that they would like to see more of in the future. He's been saying things along the lines of, well, it sucks that Pentless had to be the first one issued such a severe consequence, that Riot has talked multiple times recently about actions that they will take against smurfing and account sharing, and that Pentless, knowing this, ended up smurfing and bragging about it as well, which is what led to him being the first domino to fall. But while Pentless was the first domino to fall, he definitely will not be the last. And the reason why I know this is because another writer by the name of Roxon released a patch 15.17 preview where in it he states that they're gearing up for the first major release of anti-boosting and smurfing stuff and a few other behavior related things in 15.18. So what was observed of happening with Pentless and his connection to a botted account leading to a whole 30-day ban on his entire network could happen to every single person watching this video. Because the truth is that Vanguard is in your PC and it knows everything. If you're like me and 98% of everyone else that plays Riot games and you don't have a degree in hacking and online protection and all that stuff, then there's a good chance that Vanguard knows everything about your files, about the accounts associated to your IP, just everything relating to your hardware ID. And if they're willing to ban a relatively small streamer, then the chances of them also banning everyone else that they find connected to botted accounts is also extremely high. I know that even myself recently have had some accounts get banned that were legitimately 5 or 6 years old because they were botted back then. So if Riot can dig up all those old files and they can dig up all those old games, then no one's account is actually safe. If you've ever broken TOS, like many of us have, and either purchased an account, played on a botted account, or even played on a friend's account, then Riot could be coming for you. Now, if you want my personal opinion, I don't think that this is a bad thing. Riot has been so severely lax with all their punishments over years that it makes sense that they would choose now as a time to really start cracking down. But the scary thought here is that if they're willing to go above and beyond to target a player's entire network of accounts simply because of one account that he played 20 games on that was botted, it makes you wonder what they're going to do for everyone else. All I know is at the end of the day, if you find yourself a bit confused as to why so many streamers are doing level 1 to rank 1 challenges over the course of the next few weeks, now you're at least aware of the reason why. I'm sure that more developments are going to happen and a lot more stuff is going to release, but I honestly kind of like the idea of Riot finally taking a firm stance towards changing the game, which is unlike anything they've done for the last few years.